The night is quiet, but the drama, oh darling, it's never been louder. You may have forgotten all about your favorite nighttime soaps, but Miss Kane, she never did. She's been watching all the affairs, the betrayals, and the big hair, and now she's here to tell you everything you missed, or perhaps just forgot. This is Drama After Dark. Slip into something comfortable, and let's catch you up.
Don't just watch the scandal, darling. Subscribe and join the drama every Friday.
All right, loves, I'm Miss Kane. And yes, I did watch these nighttime soaps as a kid. Back then, I didn't fully understand what I was seeing, but oh, I knew it was juicy. Now I'm all grown up and watching with fresh eyes, a sharper tongue, and a whole lot more perspective. And let me tell you, the drama hits different when you actually get the schemes, the shade, and the scandal. That's why I started Drama After Dark, to relive the chaos, call out the mess, and give these iconic shows the commentary they deserve. So go ahead and pour a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it, shall we? Darling, we open in the South Fork living room, and oh, the Ewing family has a guest, hasn't she? And she's already settled in far too comfortably, I must say. Kristen is playing backgammon with JR, and would you believe it, she's beating him twice, while Jock, bless his heart, watches with quiet interest. The rest of the family, well, they're just spread around the room, preoccupied with their own conversations, barely noticing the small but ever so telling game unfolding at the chessboard. Now, Lucy, bless her heart, she tries to get Jock's attention and quickly realizes she's being ignored. Miss Ellie, she notices her frustration, but the moment passes without resolution, you see. The focus, darling, it drifts right back to the match. JR grows ever so irritated as Kristen confidently claims another win, clearly enjoying herself. Bobby, darling, he declines to step in, but Jock, oh Jock doesn't. He takes the seat, agrees to play for money, and Kristen accepts without hesitation, framing it as simple practicality. A girl, after all, has to think about her future. What looks like casual entertainment, my dear, lands quite differently when you really watch it. The guest isn't just playing backgammon. Oh no, she's making moves. And the men, well, they're more than willing to play along. The next day, by the pool, Sue Ellen spends time getting better acquainted with her sister, and it doesn't take long for the conversation to turn pointed. Oh, Kristen talks openly about how easily she could stay at South Fork for good, while Sue Ellen tries, unsuccessfully, to warn her that money doesn't buy happiness. But Kristen isn't interested in that lesson, is she? She's already decided she wants happiness and wealth, and she makes it clear she's done living in Sue Ellen's shadow. Old resentments rise fast, don't they? Kristen recalls a childhood spent being compared, corrected, and overlooked, always measured against the well-behaved, pretty older sister. Now, she's determined to take everything Sue Ellen has had, and more, refusing to be second best again. She casually brings up Bobby and Pamela, probing for information while pretending curiosity. The moment is interrupted when Sue Ellen is told she has a call from her doctor. But it isn't the doctor at all, it's Cliff. He admits he lied about who he was, and asks for help, pressing Sue Ellen for information about how important the Palosco field is to JR. She hesitates, then shares what she overheard at dinner, explaining that if the field matters to Jock, it matters just as much to JR. The call ends quickly. Kristen returns, feigning concern, while Sue Ellen insists nothing is wrong, even though it clearly is. Out in the city, Bobby and Pam meet, darling, the way people do when they're trying to fix something without admitting how broken it truly is. Bobby hates the secrecy. He does. He says it feels like sneaking around with his own wife, and he's not wrong, you know? Pam doesn't even argue. Seeing him feels good, but it hasn't solved a single thing between them. Bobby offers the simplest answer he has, bless his heart. Come home, he says. End the limbo. Pam almost smiles at that, because if he were anyone else, she probably would, wouldn't she? But he isn't. He's a Ewing, and that, my dear, changes everything. Pam tells him she loves him, and Bobby believes her. He wouldn't be standing there if he didn't. But love doesn't erase what his family has done. Oh no. They destroyed her father, and now they're circling her brother. And Pam, well, she can't pretend that doesn't matter. Bobby insists the fighting has to stop somewhere, and he wants it to stop with them. Pam admits she thought marrying Bobby would end the feud. Instead, it just made it personal, didn't it? Bobby asks for time. Pam asks him not to make this harder than it already is, because she genuinely doesn't know what to do next. So Bobby does the only thing he can. Bless his heart. He suggests lunch. Not a solution, mind you, just a pause. Out in Palosco, honey, Cliff is right back where he loves to be, elbow deep in Ewing business, this time with paperwork and leverage instead of all that bluster. He walks the land with Wally, and oh, he lays it out plainly. One missing lease, darling, means the entire field stalls. Every single lease Ewing Oil holds becomes useless if Wally, bless his heart, refuses to sign. Wally, he explains the reality. A brutal winter nearly wiped him out, and he needs cash now, not promises. Ewing Oil knows that, which is why they're lowballing him. That's just awful. Cliff calls it what it is. Peanuts, honey. And he dangles a better option. Hold out. Push back. Because Cliff has the Office of Land Management quietly sitting in his back pocket. And arbitration, well, that doesn't scare him the way it should, does it? When Wally worries about surviving in the meantime, Cliff offers a workaround. He suggests Digger buy into future royalties, enough to keep Wally afloat, while Ewing Oil bleeds money waiting to drill. Wally isn't naive. No, he's not. He knows Cliff too well to miss what's happening here. Cliff finally admits he's read the report. The field is big, honey. Expensive delays could cripple Ewing Oil, and for once, Cliff smells a miracle. Maybe the Barnes family wins, or at least makes the fight hurt. Wally agrees, but only on one condition. The cash has to come fast, and Cliff, well, he smiles like a man who already plans to make it happen. Dinner at South Fork, darling, looks ever so polite, but the pressure? Oh, it's already on, isn't it? Miss Ellie checks in with Bobby about Pam, and the answer, well, it lands exactly where it hurts. Pam isn't coming home yet. JR barely hides his satisfaction, but Jock, bless his heart, he has bigger concerns. The lease, you see. Jock presses JR about Kessel, and JR sounds ever so confident, doesn't he? He's counting on financial pressure to force Wally Kessel to fold once the bills come due. But Jock, oh, he's not interested in confidence. Every delay costs money, and he wants that drilling started now. When the price comes up, Jock bristles. Kessel has raised his demands again, and JR immediately smells interference. His instincts go straight to Cliff Barnes, of course. Bobby pushes back, reminding him not every problem traces back to a Barnes, and points out that Cliff no longer practices law since joining the Office of Land Management. Jock, darling, he doesn't care who's pulling strings. He wants that Kessel lease signed, period. JR agrees, pleased at the idea of keeping the Barnes family out of it altogether. That confidence lasts exactly one beat, doesn't it? Bobby calmly reminds him that avoiding the Barneses is impossible, because he's married to one, and he intends to stay that way. The table goes quiet, and once again, business and family collide. Cliff corners Pam in her office. Oh, and he goes straight for the soft spots, darling. He doesn't ask for help so much as he demands it, framing the money as urgent, temporary, and morally necessary. $10,000? Just sitting there. What's the harm, honestly? Pam pushes back, saying she doesn't want to involve Bobby. Not now, not like this. But Cliff, he doesn't let that stand. Bobby didn't close the account, did he? Bobby is a Ewing. And Cliff knows exactly how to twist that knife. When guilt doesn't work, Cliff reaches for history. He reminds Pam that the Ewing fortune was built on Digger's talent, that fairness was never part of the deal, and that this loan could finally change things for her father. Permanently, mind you. Pam questions why Digger didn't ask himself, and Cliff, well, he admits the truth. They can't find him. Time is running out. If they don't act, Digger loses again. Cornered and exhausted, Pam gives in. She agrees to call Bobby. And when he isn't available, Cliff presses harder. But Pam, she doesn't back out. The decision is already made. Later, Pam explains it to Bobby as calmly as she can. It's a lot of money, but it's temporary. A chance for her father. Bobby doesn't hesitate, darling. He tells her he's never cared how much money she lends Digger. The only thing that matters to him is what this is doing to them. And just like that, money proves what it always does at South Fork. It isn't the problem, it's the pressure. The tension starts, darling, briefly in the foyer, when Lucy looks at Kristen and tells her she looks just like her sister. It isn't said warmly, you see. Kristen notices. Instead of brushing it off, she takes it in, almost pleased, like the comparison confirms something she's been waiting to hear. By the pool, Kristen makes sure she's no longer invisible. She jumps in while Bobby is swimming laps, playful enough to pull his attention. Bobby laughs, surprised, and Kristen clocks the reaction immediately. When she talks about always feeling overlooked, it lands softly, but it's intentional. She's testing how easily people respond to her, darling. JR notices the shift before anyone else. He points out Bobby laughing and files it away. Sue Ellen warns him not to use her sister as part of one of his games, and JR brushes it off, dismissing her concern like it's imagination. When Kristen climbs out of the pool, JR steps in with a towel and casually asks about her plans. He suggests having Bobby drive her into Dallas, framing it as sightseeing, nothing more. Kristen doesn't commit, but she doesn't shut it down either. By the time Zelly and Jock arrive, everything looks harmless again. But it isn't, darling. Lucy named the resemblance, Kristen claimed the attention, and JR chose the driver. Sue Ellen, bless her heart, makes one last attempt to connect with her sister, apologizing for having to leave her behind for the day. And oh darling, the conversation turns delicate, ever so fast. Sue Ellen. She asks the question she's been circling since the pool. Is Kristen interested in Bobby? Well, Kristen, she doesn't deny it outright. No. She deflects, reframes, and insists she knows exactly what she wants out of life, and that getting hurt simply isn't part of the plan. Moments later, Kristen, she shifts gears. Darling? She realizes JR is gone, and immediately looks for another option. Bobby. She plays it ever so casual, talking about architecture and museums, positioning herself as cultured, curious, and easy company. Bobby, bless his heart, doesn't hesitate. He offers her a ride, and Kristen accepts without missing a beat. As they pull away from South Fork, Sue Ellen watches from behind. And darling, the look on her face says everything she doesn't say out loud. In Dallas, Bobby, he drops Kristen off without ceremony, but she makes sure to leave him with something to remember, reminding him of the building plans he promised to show her later. Bobby drives off, completely unaware that what felt like kindness has already been folded into someone else's plan. And Sue Ellen? Well, she's left knowing her instincts were right all along.
The drama sparkles best when you're part of it. Subscribe and stay close, like a whispered secret. Leave a comment, tell us what has you gasping, because every scandal deserves an audience.
Oh, Cliff moves fast, all right. He delivers the final $10,000 to Wally Kessel in the form of a cashier's check, exactly what Kessel needed to stay afloat. And when asked where the money came from, Cliff doesn't dodge it. Oh no, not him. Pamela. A loan meant for Digger. Kessel clocks the irony immediately, using Ewing money to block the Ewings. Well, Cliff doesn't deny it. He just gets the papers ready to sign. At Ewing Oil, JR learns the truth just as quickly. Sevstone connects the dots and tells him Kessel suddenly came up with cash, enough to beat his mortgage, and the source wasn't a mystery for long. Pamela Barnes Ewing. JR doesn't waste time digesting it. No, he goes straight to Bobby. JR lays it out calmly, almost cheerfully. Darling, Kessel now wants 25% royalties instead of 15%, and the only reason he can hold out is because Pam financed him. Bobby pushes back, saying Pam didn't know Ewing Oil was involved. JR doesn't care. The money came from their joint account, and that, my dear, makes it Bobby's problem. Bobby admits he knew Pam wanted to help Digger, not realizing how directly it would hit the company. JR spells out the stakes. This delay, it could cost them millions. Drilling can't start without that lease. Bobby doesn't argue anymore. He says he'll handle it. JR tells him to handle it fast, because at Ewing Oil, patience is expensive. So, Bobby, he goes straight to Cliff's office, don't he? Skips all the pleasantries, darling. Cliff isn't there, but oh, the message is clear. When he comes back, Bobby wants words, the kind that don't end politely, you know. Across town, at Ewing Oil, Kristen arrives, looking for the ride Bobby promised. And who does she find? JR, of course. He steps in ever so smoothly, offering to take her home, steering her toward his office, like it was always the plan. He tells her she's had such an effect on Bobby, how cheerful he's been, then casually suggests Bobby's marriage is basically over. Kristen, she plays it ever so modest. JR, oh, he doesn't. Meanwhile, Bobby confronts Pam and lays it out plainly. The money she gave Digger, darling, was used by Cliff to block a Ewing Oil project. Palosco, Kessel's lease, millions at stake. Pam is just stunned, insists Cliff wouldn't knowingly hurt them, but Bobby, oh, he doesn't budge. Cliff knew. The reports, the history, the OLM position, none of it was accidental. Pam refuses to believe it, and Bobby, he finally snaps. He calls out the double standard, doesn't he? His family is always guilty, while her brother is untouchable. Bobby tells her the truth she avoids. No one is perfect, darling. Not him, not Cliff. The conversation ends where it always does now, both of them standing still, and further apart than before. Right. Back at South Fork, and the men are just arguing in tight circles, aren't they? Bobby, he admits Cliff wasn't in when he went looking for him. And JR, oh, he wants to push conflict of interest charges, but there's no proof, darling. And Bobby, well, he won't drag Pam into turning on her brother. JR, he snaps back with the real insult, doesn't he? Their own Ewing money has been used to block a Ewing Ale project, and he almost respects the nerve. Then Jock, he just shuts it down. Blame is irrelevant, he says. He wants the land, now. JR offers more talk, but Jock's done waiting, and Bobby, bless his heart, he steps in, even though he walked away from the business. This mess, it pulled him and Pam right back in. He'll talk to Kessel, he'll talk to Cliff, he'll try to fix it. Jock, he agrees, but the warning is clear. If Bobby fails, the family won't hesitate to do whatever comes next. Oh my. Later that night, Pam, she calls Bobby from bed. She says she tried to find Cliff and couldn't. Bobby, he isn't surprised. Pam asks him to give Cliff a chance to explain. Bobby says he will, but it better be good. The damage, it's real. Pam asks for lunch the next day. Bobby says no. When she presses, he finally says it out loud. As long as she believes Cliff is blameless, and the Ewings are the villains, there's nothing left to talk about. The call ends. And the divide, it holds. Humph. So, Bobby finally tracks Cliff down. And you get straight to the point, darling. If Cliff wants to hurt Ewing Oil, well, that's one thing. But pulling Pan into it? Oh no, honey, that's another. And Cliff? He doesn't deny the intent. Hurting those Ewings, that's the goal. Causing trouble, that's the point. Even ruining Bobby, if necessary. Can you believe it? When Bobby asks if that includes Pam, Cliff answers without hesitation, yes. He wants her out of the family. Bobby warns him he's been shielding Cliff from JR. But that protection? Honey, that ends if Cliff keeps pushing. This time, the warning sticks. Back at South Fork, Kristen and Lucy are on the patio when Bobby rushes past, tense and distracted. Lucy, darling, she doesn't miss a thing. She warns Kristen plainly, Bobby isn't the one to toy with. If she's looking for fun, she should stick with JR. Kristen plays innocent, but oh, she hears her. Kristen goes after Bobby anyway. She offers tennis, something light. Bobby says he has business, then he relents. She can come along. If there's time, they'll play. Kristen agrees easily, too easily. Their banter turns playful as they leave, Kristen hinting at carefully trained talents, smiling like she knows exactly what she's doing. And once again, darling, what looks harmless isn't. Bobby, bless his heart, meets with Wally Kessel, and, oh, he keeps it ever so practical. He admits the Ewing offer was too low. But then, darling, he tells him 25% just won't hold. Arbitration would cap it lower, Cliff Barnes or not. So, Bobby offers 21% now, more than Kessel would gain by simply waiting. Kessel, well, he hesitates. Bobby, ever the charmer, leaves him with his card and a warning that delay, sweetie, costs him. Meanwhile, Kristen, bless her heart, waits nearby on a swing, watching. When Bobby joins her, she asks what he thinks will happen. Bobby, ever so cool, says he thinks Kessel will agree and suggests they go play tennis. Back at South Fork, JR, that devil, finds Kristen all alone in the living room and moves in far too close, flattering and testing those boundaries. Kristen, ever so polite, excuses herself just as Bobby walks in and, well, he catches the tone, doesn't he? Bobby, bless him, confronts JR, calling it inappropriate. JR, that rascal, brushes it off and turns it right back on Bobby, suggesting a man whose marriage is strained might be seeking comfort elsewhere. Bobby, oh, he pushes back, saying Kristen is like Lucy to him, but, darling, the words land anyway. The anger, well, it fades into something else entirely. Doubt, and a flicker of guilt he just doesn't like admitting. Oh, darling, at Ewing Oil, the deal finally comes to a head. JR, bless his heart, argues the royalty is far too high and insists he can still talk Kessel down. But Bobby, oh, he just shuts that door right down. He knows Kessel's type, you see. This is as far as it goes. And Jock, well, Jock agrees. Arbitration, he says, would drag things out and cost them ever so much more. Paying that extra point is simply worth saving the time. JR, bless his cotton socks, he relents. Chock makes the call. Bring him in. Wooly Kessel arrives. Oh, so businesslike and ready. Bobby walks him through the paperwork exactly as promised. No surprises, no renegotiation. Kessel looks it over, satisfied, and signs. Just like that, darling, it's done. Bobby hands in his copy and tells him plainly, oh so plainly, what it all means. Wally Kessel is now, indeed, a very wealthy man. And Ewing Oil, well, they finally get their land. At Cliff's office, Wally Kessel, darling, confirms the deal is done. Cliff isn't pleased. Oh no. He wanted JR to squirm longer, months longer. Letting the Ewings feel the pressure, that was the point. And the deal ends it far too cleanly for his taste. Then, Pam just swan walks in, right in time to catch the tail end of it. She realizes immediately that Cliff knew all along the Ewings wanted the land. Cliff sends Kessel away and doesn't bother denying it. He just shrugs it off his strategy, even mocking her for walking in, well, unprepared. Pam, honey, she explodes. He manipulated her, took her money under false pretenses, and deliberately damaged her marriage. Cliff admits it, plain as day. He set her up on purpose. He wanted to force her to choose, Barnes or Ewing. Pam fires back that the choice is hers, not his. And lately, she can't tell the difference between either side anyway. Back at South Fork, Bobby finally returns Pam's calls. She tells him she confronted Cliff and admits Bobby was right. Cliff knew everything. She apologizes for not believing him. Bobby asks how that makes her feel. Pam hesitates, still tangled, suggesting that if Cliff is broken, it's because of what the Ewings turned him into. Bobby doesn't argue. No. He just says he doesn't understand her anymore. Pam admits she's not sure she understands herself either. They hang up, unresolved. The deal is done. The damage isn't, not by a long shot. Late at night, JR quietly wakes Kristen and, oh, tells her Bobby is home. It's an invitation, isn't it, disguised as information. And Kristen, she takes it. She goes to the study claiming she can't sleep, easing in like she just belongs there. Now, Bobby, he's worn down, distracted, and Kristen, well, she sees it immediately. When she tells him how unhappy he looks, she kisses him. Quick, intentional, enough to change the temperature in the room, darling. Bobby, he pulls back. He owns his part and names the moment for what it is. They've reached a turning point. What they've had until now was friendship, and that's all he can offer. Kristen doesn't plead. She's honest. Friendship isn't enough for her. She takes the rejection with a thin smile and walks out. And Lucy? Oh, she's heard everything. She confronts Kristen without hesitation, making it clear this isn't about romance. It's about space, status, survival. Kristen is in her way, and Lucy isn't interested in pretending otherwise. South Fork doesn't have room for her, and if she stays, she's going to lose. Kristen doesn't argue. Well, Kristen, she goes back to her room, and lo and behold, Sue Ellen's already there. Sue Ellen, bless her heart, explained she came in because, honey, there'd been so much coming and going in that house, enough to put anyone on high alert. Something just felt off. She wasn't looking for a fight, no. She just came to understand. Then, she asks Kristen, straight up, if she's been with Bobby. Kristen, bless her soul, answers honestly. And when Sue Ellen asks what happened, Kristen answers again, simply. She's alone. And honey, that tells Sue Ellen everything she needs to know. She checks on Kristen, sister to sister, then makes the decision, so calmly, Kristen should go back to Santa Fe tomorrow. Oh, it's framed as concern for their mama, but darling, it's rooted in pure damage control. Later, Sue Ellen, she shares that decision with JR, and she does it without a single emotion. She just lists the facts, plain as day. Bobby got the Kessel lease signed. Kristen is leaving. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has gone the way JR planned. And when JR reacts, oh Sue Ellen, she ends it cleanly. Kristen, she knows when to leave a losing game. And for once, honey, Sue Ellen moved first. Bobby and Pam meet again, and, for a moment, it feels familiar. Pam admits she didn't expect him to come. Bobby cuts straight to it though. If he hadn't, would it have changed anything? Would she come home? Pam says learning what Cliff has become should have settled it, but it didn't. She doesn't want to be a Barnes or a Ewing, darling. She wants out of the war entirely. Bobby tells her he loves her and that he wants her. Pam says it matters. Bobby hears the part she doesn't say out loud. Not enough. Pam offers an escape. Anywhere. Just the two of them. Start over. Bobby understands the offer, but he names the truth. Anywhere but South Fork. And Pam can't do that. Bobby explains why. Running would mean letting Cliff and JR win. He won't live knowing he let them beat him. He admits he can't wait forever. Life doesn't stop, love. People change. Too much happens. He asks her to decide. And to decide soon. Pam doesn't. So Bobby does what he's done before. He walks away. Again.
Well, wasn't that deliciously messy? Miss Kane walked you through the drama, and trust me, the secrets are just starting to spill. But don't think it's over, darling. There's always another scandal waiting in the shadows. This has been Drama After Dark. Until next time, we'll be watching. Will you?